President Muhammadu Buhari commissions crowd control and anti-riot equipment. Election will not hold in 240 polling units in the forthcoming general election, says INEC. Income tax authorities searches British Broadcasting Corporation offices in India as part of an investigation. 2023 edition of Nigeria Football Federation Cup begins in May. This is the MLC TV Global News, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the confluent state of Nigeria. I am Joshua Adenoy. Thank you for joining us. President Muhammadu Buhari has commissioned crowd control and anti-riot equipment ahead of the 2023 general elections. The equipment commissioned by President Buhari at the force headquarters in Abuja include anti-riot water cannons, armored personnel carriers, Toyota Land Cruiser, Prado Jeeps, Toyota Coaster buses, Toyota Hiace ambulance, Mikano trucks, and crowd control barriers vehicles. Similarly, a large catchment of arms, ammunition, riot control agents such as tear gas, tasers, stun guns, pepper spray, bulletproof vests, helmets, and other personal protective equipment procured by the police. Kogi State Community and Social Development Agency (CSDA) says over 500 projects have been completed by the agency across the 21 local government area of the state. The general manager of the agency, Chief Momo Dauda, stated this in an exclusive interview on the program The Opinion on Malachite TV. Chief Dauda said, since he assumed office, the agency has been up and doing, impacting the lives of the people at the rural areas positively as part of the major purpose of setting up the agency.
I am very sure virtually in all the local governments since 2009 to date, I don't have one or two projects. But I can mention when I came into office, each senatorial district was given a community. I mean, the local government was chosen from each senatorial district. Like in Central, we talk of Okene. In the West, we talk of Ijimu. In the East, we talk of Oloma Baro local government. All these people will have enough projects in all these communities.
He noted that despite the stoppage of support from the central bank, the governor of the state, Yahaya Bello, has continued to fund the agency's projects, stressing that they will continue to live up to expectations.
This government has been very, very supportive. Every year we do have intervention, subvention from the government. So aside from the money that we produce from the World Bank, then you know World Bank has closed since 2020. So we're only doing AGKS program and with the support of the government. Just recently, we did electricity, rural electrification in one of the two communities in Uduakaka and Aguare in the Kenya local government. And you know, I used to tell people that it's not only governments that should be doing all these things. People that are well to do in society should also assist in helping most of these communities. If you look at my expression of interest book, we still have over 300 communities that are still waiting for information. I haven't done more than 500 micro projects in the state.
Speaking on the February 25th general elections, Chief Dauda said equity, justice and fairness were important in choosing who will become Nigeria's next president.
One opinion is that I have looked at those major contenders and I have seen one person that have done it before that I think we can do it again. When you look at Lagos, Lagos is still booming up now. And the person that started it, to me, well, why not?
The GM also appreciated the staff of the agency for their commitment to duty, describing them as team players. Nigeria's foremost anti-corruption civil society organizations, numbering over 100, troop out on the streets of Lagos with thousands of their members and supporters in continuation of their protest against politicization of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission (EFCC) and disobedience of court order and infringement on human rights on Nigerians. The activist insists that EFCC chairman Abdul Rashid BAWA be sacked if he thinks he is above the law.
It is a case that can affect anybody at any time. A situation, in fact, I would have still been in prison if authorities have not obeyed some rules of law. Maybe I wouldn't have left school, okay? And many of our comrades wouldn't have left university if not because the court's orders and court judgments have to be obeyed. So when somebody in the EFCC or any anti-graft agency or any agency for that matter feels that it's above the law and that he will go to court, he will run to court. If the court judgment favors it, he will implement it immediately. But when the court judgment goes against his wishes, he will now want to disobey it without any remorse. And that is what is called impunity. Any rule that allows impunity can lead the country to anarchy. When you have a state of lawlessness, when you have a state of anarchy, then nobody is safe. As a matter of fact, the foreign investors that has been sought after will not want to come when they are not sure that if courts of the law give their own verdict, that MDAs will obey it. Okay, so it should not be a bad example of what authorities should be. EFCC should continue to be a shining example of what anti-corruption agencies should be. That is why, it is because we even love EFCC that we are doing all this. We are giving them opportunity to obey the courts of law and show adequate remorse so that at the end of the day, other MDAs will not feel that because they are in government, they can do anything and get away with it. That is not a well-organized society. If within this week and maybe a few other days, the person has not resigned or be removed, then there will be what I called protest without end until he's removed from that position.
Important to put into perspective that this is a week-long activity. We are not backing down on this protest until the needful is done. We started with the press conference on Friday, the protest on Saturday, another protest today, and we'll continue to sustain this until the court of law becomes a respectable organ of government. He who comes to equity must come with clear hand. If BAWA is the head of the EFCC that goes to court to obtain court injunctions and court orders to detain and to prosecute perceived criminals in the polity, he cannot also continue to disobey the same court of law. If you must be beneficiary of court process, you must be willing to submit yourself to the same. So if BAWA continues to flagrate the decision of the court, we are saying it is unacceptable, it's against our democratic norm, and until the needful is done, we'll continue to have this protest until our democratic system is respected.
Being indicted by the courts, and unfortunately, he kept disobeying court orders. The last time the court said he should be remanded in prison custody for court contempt. The man kept on doing his work as business as usual. We are saying, as Democrats, the courts must be respected. Nobody is above the courts. If you are not contented with the ruling of the court, there are things to do. Among them is to challenge that ruling. To be violating courts' orders is like undermining democracy. It's like telling citizens to embark on anarchy, and anarchy will not help us. We need to respect democratic institutions. The court is one.
You cannot have an institution that solely rely on the court, to enforce its actions, disobeying the same court. It is always very quick for the EFCC to approach the court to seek convictions, to seek prosecution, to even seek detention orders. But over time, the court has continued to give rulings, give instructions, and the commission, under this current chairman, has become known for flagrantly disobeying the court of law. And what we are saying is very simple. You cannot continue to undermine the same court while you are running to the same court. This is not just about the call for the removal of BAWA as the EFCC chairman. we are also challenging the courts today to stop entertaining matters brought before it by the EFCC until the EFCC starts accepting, the ruling of the court.
They insisted that EFCC under BAWA had turned itself into a sensational media agency, churning out deliberate misinformation on almost a daily basis to strengthen a political cause, adding that responsible civil society organizations would not fold their arms and watch the country's global anti-corruption outlook slip into a mess, all in the name of anti-democratic tendencies of a few recalcitrant leaders. And on politics, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says the forthcoming general election will not hold in 240 polling units across 28 states and the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, for not having registered voters. INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakub, at a meeting with the national leaders of political parties in Abuja, said that the February and March election would not hold in 176,606 polling units instead of 176,846 polling units nationwide. Yakubu recalled that in 2021, the Commission successfully expanded the number of the polling units from 119,973 to the current figure of 176,846. He noted that efforts were also made to redistribute voters to the polling units in order to avoid the congestion that made voting cumbersome in many parts of the polling units nationwide. We go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Opinion, they say, is the lowest of human knowledge, but the world, the people, the actions, reactions, and decisions are often patterned with opinions. The same world is characterized by different views, and decisions are sometimes judged by actions or reactions due to opinions. People, nations, and even lower animals rise against or for one another just because of their opinions. Minds are set on opinions daily. Tell me what you don't know, and I will tell you. It's all about your opinion. Join me, Joshua Adinoy, on Malachite TV Online every Monday by 9 a.m. Your opinion, my opinion, if well explained and understood, will help us to build a better society. Your opinion, my opinion counts. Don't miss it.
Welcome back. Hundreds of people within and outside Nigeria converged at the Azad Palace to celebrate the Uhinoi of Ibiraland, His Royal Majesty Ado Ibrahim. He clocks 94 on the 7th of February 2022. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren. Let us join our reporter for more.
Paramount ruler, the Ohimege Igu of Cotton Karufe, His Royal Majesty Abdulrazak E. Sakoto, and all the traditional rulers, well-wishers, dignitaries from all walks of life, children and grandchildren, gathered to celebrate the paramount ruler of Ibiroland and the Vice President Council of Chiefs, Kogi State, His Royal Majesty Dr. Ado Ibrahim, as he clocks 94. The Azad Palace was well decorated with ornaments and side attractions of selected dancers and singers. Prayers were offered by different religious groups.
In the name of Almighty God,
It was a memorable day to honor a man of valor whose antecedents in the history of Nigeria marveled many. This man is described as an encyclopedia of history anytime he speaks. His daughter and well-wishers could not hold back their moment of joy as they express it to the world.
You know what it means when you go outside, whenever you travel outside, worldwide, and then you hear people say, Dr. Ado Ibrahim, you see his name written in gold in other countries. We at home, we don't have enough to say, thank you, sir, we appreciate the value you have given to us. He's not doing it for himself alone, but Ebira land as a whole.
But all we see today is joy, harmonization between the people of the land, the kingdom, and the royal father. The expression that was shown today by all the elites here present shows that we are overwhelmed by God's presence in the kingdom of Ebira land. Having such a man of this age, 94, is a blessing. And all I can say is Alhamdulillah, which is thank God for life, that we are a part of this, that we are witnessing this. We cannot be grateful enough to God that has given us this opportunity, that has given us this blessing or blessings to be rooted in the land of Ebira. His joy, happiness, prosperity, peace, and everlasting happiness is what I see today. I wish him a lot. I wish him a whole lot. But the most that I wish him is long life or longer life in good health and Al-Jannat al-Firdausi to be his final abode.
Yet another milestone in very many, an array, a lifelong array of milestones that the Almighty Allah has blessed him with, and through him the Almighty Allah has blessed a great many people, Ebira land in particular, Nigeria at large, and the world over. Is very well known and consequently celebrated all over. So today is a very beautiful day for us all, and we feel blessed to be associated with such an enigma. Alhamdulillah. I only continue to pray that Almighty Allah preserve him upon goodness. He is an exceptional being, very well blessed, I must tell you. We continue to drink from his fountain of knowledge and wisdom. It's not for us to advise him, but it is for us to try and begin to attempt to give a little to him so that he would begin to relax, because he's tireless. He's a workaholic. He's 94, but he still writes. He reads without glasses. He can on his own develop a memo, write it, give it out. By the time it comes back typed, he's going to still make corrections and corrections and many more. He is tireless. So we pray to Almighty Allah to grant him many more years in good health.
Among gifts offered to His Royal Majesty Ado Ibrahim is royal cakes. His Royal Majesty Dr. Abdulrahman Ado Ibrahim is the Ohinoi of Ebira land, born on 7th February 1929. Ado schooled at the nursery and Quranic school and thereafter finished his primary education at NA School in Ukene, Kogi State in 1940. He further attended Ondo Boys High School and Oduduwa College where he completed his secondary education in 1949. Dr. Ado Ibrahim obtained a Bachelor of Science in Economics from the London School of Economics in the 1950s. He attained his MBA from Harvard Business School in 1959. He is an advisor to many conglomerate companies owners within and outside Nigeria because of his technical know-how to guide. He has been the ruler of Ibadan since the 2nd of June 1979, and he rules Ibadan from his marvelous, magnificent, and world-class palace, Azad Palace, named after his son. The Azad Palace is considered one of the most beautiful palaces in Nigeria, in fact, West Africa as a whole. His Royal Majesty, Dr. Ado Ibrahim, was born into a family of more than 150 members. His father was the then king of Iberoland, Atta Honoriza Ibrahim. He was a great man, married many wives during his lifetime, and according to research, the late Atta Honoriza spoke about 14 languages fluently. He spoke his native language Ibira, English, French, Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Nupe, Igala, and others. He was noted to have written a book when he was alive. No doubt, His Royal Majesty Ado Ibrahim could better be described like father like son, very brilliant and result-oriented. Sake. From the entire management and staff of BAWA Communications Limited, owner of Malachite TV and Sharon Radio, we wish you happy birthday, and we pray that you celebrate many more years in the land of the living. Sake.
What is Valentine Day? What do people think of Valentine? Why do people celebrate it? What should people expect? And of what significance is it in the history of today? MLC TV crew went on the streets of Lokoja, Kogi State capital, to gather answers to these questions. Let us join them.
Talking about Valentine, what does Valentine mean to you?
Well, Valentine is a day where, let me say, people celebrate their loved ones, and also it was the day that marks the death of Saint Valentine. He died for his love, so that's what Valentine is all about.
Okay, is Valentine worth celebrating to you?
Well, in our days, they've actually misinterpret Valentine, because Valentine that we celebrate now is mostly about you. So, but the real thing is, you're supposed, like, for all those relationships, you're supposed to die for the person you love. You're supposed to celebrate Valentine. So that is how Valentine is supposed to celebrate them.
On Valentine, please, what does Valentine mean to you?
Well, actually, to me, Valentine is all about spreading love now. So it's not like that's just like the person must be your girlfriend or something. Just spread love.
Okay. Some restaurants charge higher price during Valentine's. Are you willing to pay that much to go out with someone during that day?
Well, you the person is special.
So Valentine is worth celebrating to you?
Yes, it's worth celebrating.
Have you ever received any kind of gift from maybe a secret admirer during Valentine's Day? Why?
I don't know. Okay, can you tell me how you celebrate? Valentine is all about showing love and care to others. But me, I don't celebrate Valentine. Okay. Because I don't see it as something very important to celebrate. That's why I don't celebrate it.
What does Valentine mean to you?
Like, to me, it's actually Lover's Day. Like a special day to people celebrate, people that I know celebrate.
Have you received like a gift from a secret admirer or a lover during Valentine's Day?
Yes, actually, that was my ex actually. That was
So Valentine was celebrating for you?
Yes, of course. It's really worth celebrating.
So you're going to do lots of things.
While some believe that Valentine's Day is celebrated in the middle of February to commemorate the anniversary of Valentine's death or burial, which probably occurred around AD 270, others claim that the Christian Church may have decided to place St. Valentine's Feast Day in the middle of February in an effort to Christianize the pagan celebration of Lupercalia, celebrated at the Ides of February or February 15. Lupercalia was a fertility festival dedicated to Faunus, the Roman god of agriculture, as well as to the Roman founders Romulus and Remus. To begin the festival, members of the Luperci, an order of Roman priests, will gather at a sacred cave where the infants Romulus and Remus, the founders of Rome, were believed to have been cared for by a she-wolf or Lupa. The priests will sacrifice a goat for fertility and a dog for purification. They will then strip the goat's hide into strips, dip them into the sacrificial blood, and take to the streets, gently slapping both women and crop fields with the goat hide. Far from being fearful, Roman women welcomed the touch of the hides because it was believed to make them more fertile in the coming year. Later in the day, according to legend, all the young women in the city would place their names in a big urn. The city's bachelors would each choose a name and become paired for the year with his chosen woman. These matches often ended in marriage. Valentine's Day, also called St. Valentine's Day, holiday February 14, is when lovers express their affection with greetings and gifts, given their similarities. The day is popular in the United States as well as in Britain, Canada, and Australia, and it is also celebrated in other countries, including Argentina, France, Mexico, and South Korea. In the Philippines, it is the most common wedding anniversary, and mass weddings of hundreds of couples are not uncommon on that day. The holiday has expanded to expressions of affection among relatives and friends. Many school children exchange Valentines with one another on this day. Khadijat Mohammed, reporting.
On the foreign scene, the British Broadcasting Corporation (BBC) offices in India have been sacked as part of an investigation by the income tax authorities. The search in New Delhi and Mumbai was carried out weeks after the media outfit aired a documentary in the United Kingdom critical of India Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The BBC said it was fully cooperating with authorities. Last month, police in Delhi detained students as they gathered to watch the film. The documentary focused on the Prime Minister's role in anti-Muslim violence in Gujarat in 2002 when he was Chief Minister of the state. The General Secretary of the Opposition Congress Party, K.C. Venugopal, said Tuesday's search reeks of desperation and shows that the Modi government is scared of criticism. But Gaurav Bhatai, a spokesperson from Modi's ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, described the BBC as the most corrupt organization in the world, adding that the search were lawful and the timing had nothing to do with the government. Police in Tunisia have detained the head of an independent radio station on the third day of a wave of arrests of opposition politicians and activists. Officers raided the house of Nuruddin Bottal of Mossack FM, which has criticized President Kais Saied. Numerous public figures, including an opposition politician, a prominent businessman, 2 judges, and a former diplomat, have been held. Saied says he wants to save the North African nation from chaos. The country's biggest opposition party, Ennahda, has described the detention as the kidnapping of Said's opponents. Many Tunisians who supported Said when he came to power in 2019 have recently turned against the president. Next is Sports Update. Let's join Jonah Malik.
And on sports update, the Nigerian Football Federation has disclosed that the 2023 edition of the Federation Cup will begin in May. The NFF revealed this in a statement at the end of its meeting on Monday night in Abuja. The 2022 edition of the competition was inconclusive and no winner was announced by the NFF. The NFF said the competition would commence a week before the end of the 2022-2023 Nigerian Premier League Football League season. It further noted that the winner of the competition as well as the third place team in the MPFL will represent Nigeria in the 2024 edition of the CAF Confederations Cup. Still on sports, Elon Musk is among the many parties set to make a formal bid for Manchester United as the deadline to make offers approaches. According to Daily Mail, the tech billionaire is believed to be monitoring the situation closely and wondering if there is an opportunity at Old Trafford that he should not miss. The Red Devils were put up for sale by their owners, the Glazers family, last November, and formal bids must be submitted by Friday for the Rain Group, the bank overseeing the transaction, to access. Elon Musk, the second richest man in the world according to Forbes, has an enormous net worth of £157 billion. United American owners reportedly wanted to sell the club between £6 billion and £8 billion, but according to reports, a bid up to £4.5 billion could be enough to purchase the club. If Musk decides to make a move at purchasing the club, he will be facing stiff competition from Saudi Arabian and Qatar investors, as well as the Britain's richest man and the chief executive officer of INEC, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who announced in January that he is attempting to take control of the club he supports. And as sports update on MLC TV News, I am Ali Jonah reporting. Back to Akasta for more stories.
Thanks for the update, Jonah. Let's join Matthias Ayodeji Peter for the latest update in the entertainment world.
Entertainment news. Even though many fans and lovers were happy to see the sensational singer Rihanna return on stage after a 5-year hiatus at the Super Bowl on Sunday, others like Donald Trump are clearly not as excited. The former US president branded the performance as an epic fail while sharing his review of the halftime show with his followers on Truth Social, his social media website. Before now, Trump has also shared his opinions about the singer. He recently said the Grammy-winning singer has no talent and would be nothing without a stylist. That was written in response to a post on Truth Social by Ronnie Jackson, the former White House physician and current U.S. representative, who took issue with Rihanna being billed to perform at the Super Bowl. These criticisms may be due to the fact that the singer was critical of Trump throughout his presidency, and in 2018 even had a performing rights company block his campaign from using her music at rallies. Crossing over to Africa, movie actress Oluwadarasimi Omoseyin has been arrested by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for tampering with the newly designed Naira note. The actress was arraigned by the EFCC on Monday, February 13th before Justice Chukwejeku Aneke of the Federal High Court sitting in Ikoyi, Lagos, on a 2-count charge. The actress pleaded not guilty to these charges, and her lawyer, Adenike Goncalves, pleaded with the court to grant her bail. However, Justice Anake postponed the decision on the bail application until Wednesday, February 15, and remanded her to Kirikiri Correctional Facility. And that is all on entertainment news today. My name is Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for MLC TV.
Thanks for the update, Matthias. That is the size of our package for today. Join us tomorrow at this same hour to watch our news as we bring you updates on happenings within and across the globe. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Malachite TV. Like and follow our Facebook page, MLC TV. Instagram, MLC TV 2021. Twitter at MLC TV1. For your event coverage, information, contribution, advert and sponsorship, please call any of our numbers displayed on your screen. Join us Friday and Saturday to watch our special programs. It's Malachite TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. Just before we go, remember that the 2023 general election is here. Ensure you get your permanent voter cards and elect credible leaders that will represent your interests. I am Joshua Adenoy. Please continue to be your brother's keeper to build a united and peaceful society together. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.